Today on this episode of the comic book review show, Adventurous Ones, we're talking about the Turtles of Grayskull miniseries by Dark Horse Comics. Let's get started. Welcome back for another episode of the Comic Book Review Show. I'm your host, as always, the master of all multiverses, and the reason why they are total shitfest at this very moment, and I'm so very sorry this happened. Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, at your services, and right now we are unboxing. This ain't that kind of show. On this episode, we are checking out the 4-part miniseries of Turtles of Grayskull, which it was a toy line created by Mattel to cross over with the Masters of the Universe, which just now ended, by the way. And already, this 4-part miniseries took a long time to complete because the issues kept getting delayed since the first issue came out. Then, because the 4th issue finally came in, and if you watched our comic book review from the previous Saturday, I believe it was, or the Saturday, 2 weeks ago, excuse me, that we got our comics from ABX Comics and Games, that we finally got this series completed. Now, what's it about? Basically, it's your turtles. The turtles are still in Eternia, working with He-Man and stuff like that, and haven't found a way home yet exactly, because they defeated Shredder, they defeated Krang, they defeated Skeletor, and so on and so forth. But now there's something else going on that the turtles are helping He-Man and the Eternians try to find out what's going on and how it's affecting their chances of leaving Eternia to return back to their own world. So, let's take a look at the comic book itself, and we'll be right back. Okay, Adventurous Ones, here is Dark Horse's Turtles of Grayskull 4-part miniseries comic. Now, as you can see, the artwork is a little on the dark side sometimes, but it's in the style of the Ninja Turtles and everything. And as I said, these stories are basically picking up after the mini-comic series had done its thing and everything else in between. Because Mikey is wearing the blonde wig and so on and so forth. They talk about how they defeated Skeletor and Shredder, Man-at-Arms and Teela working with them and stuff. And look at that, there's some Masters of the Universe lore for you. What vehicle is that? That is the Bashasaurus. Oh man, I used to love that vehicle when I was a kid. And as you can see here, Skeletor and Shredder. All the massive battles and stuff. There's the Merman figure we just reviewed. greatest thing ever in the world. You see all the characters and so on. There's mutated He-Man. And it even introduces Ninja Turtle characters that have not been seen, in the Masters of the Universe line, nor have they been put into the Master Universe line for the Turtles of Grayskull figures. And here you got Triceratons. And it talks about the preview for the next one. And then we're going to show you that next one now. And as you can see, the artwork's changed from the last issue now. It's a lot different looking. So the artwork varies from issue to issue, depending on the story, I guess, or depending on the arc of the story on each issue. And the story is pretty good. I mean, once it was completed and stuff, I took the time to go back, read the whole thing and everything, and the story was pretty good. And here we go, talking about the third issue and what's going on. And as I said before, the turtles are trying to find their way back home. Now He-Man is somehow in their timeline, while the turtles are still fighting to get back home. And it takes trips into the past as well through the time traveler woman that is from the original Ninja Turtles run. I keep forgetting what her name is and stuff. And here's Samurai Beastman and Shredder. Man-at-Arms in a totally different suit. Kind of cool looking. Mutated versions of Moss Man and Ram Man. And so on and so forth. And of course, finally, you got Ninjor. And like I said, the artwork varies from issue to issue. But the stories in them are fantastic. It's all leading up into this one big thing that they need to get the turtles home finally and everything. Their adventures with Grayskull is all over with. That it's time for them to return home. And like I said, it comes into play with the mini-comic series that took place as well. And that's basically just telling you, August of 2025, you can get the whole 4 issues in one trade paperback. Alright, now that we're done checking that out, let's give you our final thoughts on the whole thing. So, what'd you think, Adventurous Ones? Is this a series that you would probably want to get in on once it hits the trade paperback? Or have you already read this and decided on that it's one of those that it just wasn't for you and stuff like that? Here are my final thoughts on it, though. If you are collecting the Turtles of Grayskull figures like I have been doing and stuff like that, and they come with each one of their little mini-comics and stuff, the stories in this make more sense if you read those little mini-comics first. Okay? They're not, otherwise, this is just a thing where you're basically kind of lost on the story if you don't know the whole story about how the Turtles ended up in Eternia in the first place. How did He-Man get mutated and so on. That's what I mean, is that the story in it make it kind of convoluted and lost at times. However, still a fantastic story to read because it's He-Man and the Ninja Turtles working together, people. What more do you want? Anyways, our final thoughts on this sucker is about an 8 out of 10. And I know that's kind of like Joe, but I thought you said you loved it kind of thing and stuff. I do love it, but because the Turtle of Grayskull toy line got canceled, okay, and it's not going to be producing anymore and stuff, the final issue of this leaves it open-ended to possibilities of what could have been like another line of figures going on and stuff. Like they did one for Hordak, okay, but none of his minions or anything like that. Okay, so it would have been nice to see that continue on, because the main thing with the final issue of this comic miniseries is it tells you other stories that could continue it on. Oh well. Anyways, our final judgment on it is an 8 out of 10. I recommend you pick it up. If you get it, it's a trade paperback. It says trade paperback comes out in August. I believe it's around July or August it's supposed to be. I know Amazon had it up for pre-order at one point, so I could double check, and if it's still available, I will put the link down in the description below for you to get it yourselves. And like I said, it's an enjoyable story, but if you have not read the mini comics first, it kind of gets you lost on what the heck is going on. Like telling you He-Man got mutated. Okay, how did he get mutated? Well, you don't find that out until you read the very first mini comic. See? It's kind of a mixed story bag. It's kind of a mixed bag of a story here and stuff. You're getting this 4-part miniseries that's a continuation for where the mini comics left off that came with the action figures. So, whatever, right? I mean, it's still a good story. Worth picking up, checking it out. And the artwork varies in different issues and stuff like that. And it brings in Ninja Turtle characters that could have been in the Turtles of Grayskull line itself if Mattel had continued the line. Anyways, let's hear your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And that's it for this episode of the Comic Book Review Show. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss on anything we got going on in 2025, including our May giveaway that's going on right now. If you want to be a part of it, you got till May 29th to enter. Head over to that video, follow the rules of it, listen to it in full, and in the comment section, just put hashtag ROTS. That's it. You don't even have to leave a whole comment. You can just put hashtag ROTS, and you are in for a $50 gift card of your choosing if you win the giveaway. So, you got till May 29th to enter. You better get moving. So until the next one, Adventurous Ones, peace out. May the Force be with all of you. Nevertheless, one of y'all have a safe, lovely, and beautiful week out there. Take care of yourselves, your family, your friends, your pets, loved ones in general. And be smart out there, people. We're not living in the safest of times anymore, okay? Don't do stupid shit out there that's going to get you badly hurt or 6 feet in the ground forever. Use this. Be smart about things. And get home safely to those that love and care about you the most, okay? Every chance you get, let them know how much you love and care about them in return. Alright? Until then, take care. God bless to all of you out there. Stay safe. And I'll see you all later.